we're here today. I'm going to speak with Marica. She's a beautiful client of mine, and we're going to speak about her amazing, incredible, inspiring journey of finding strength within her to completely turn things around from a complete disaster in her health into reclaiming her beautiful radiance and health and so much more. So, welcome, Marica.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm very
Marica,
excited. Thank you.
yeah, just wanted to say, Marica is an entrepreneur. She has her traveling agency in the island of Azores. She is also recently certified theta healer. So there's a lot of things opening for her. Yeah, Marica. It was a pleasure working with you, and I really want to ask you a few questions. And yeah, not only I'm going to ask you a few questions of how it was working together, but also I hope that this conversation will be inspiring for people who are watching and they can find strength within them to move forward in their life and change things.
Mhm.
And it's all about your innate power that you have within you, your self authority, and yeah, I hope that this conversation will be helpful for everyone who is seeking for improvement in their lives in any area of their life.
Yeah, good. So tell me.
Marika, so tell me, how did your life look like when we first met? What was happening in your life that pushed you into working with me?
So actually, when we met was one of the lowest points of my life. I was going through a very big depression at the time, and I was suffering from a lot of anxiety and panic attacks. And yeah, because of all of these issues, I couldn't go to work anymore. I quit my job. At the time, I was a tour guide. My health was physically terrible. I was suffering from irritable bowel disease. So I could hardly even leave the house or do anything social, because of that, like mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, I was really in a bad place. And thankfully, we bumped into each other. And through my husband, actually, he was the one that wanted his own therapy. And then he was the one that suggested, listen, I want to speak to Marina because of his own issues. He had um, grief to deal with. And for me, like, he knew I needed help. And I was desperate at that point because I had already sought out help with Western medicine. So I had been to psychologists, I had been to psychiatrists for my irritable bowel disease. I had been to all these kind of specialists, and it felt like no one was helping me. And if anything, things were getting worse with the medication that I was given. So I really was at a point where I was desperate um, to try anything new, to try anybody that can possibly help me. So it was really a perfect time to meet you and do this therapy together. Like, thank God for that, because I would not be in this state as I am right now today, for sure.
And can you just tell me more? I think it's so important to bring awareness about this point. Like, you had a lot of nausea due to medication, right?
Yeah.
Like, and so did you feel like it was helping you on any level at all?
No, so actually, before we met, as I said, like, I had already been to a psychiatrist. As an adult, actually, I was diagnosed with ADHD. So this was also an issue, let's say, that we had to deal with. The psychologist was like, okay, I need to refer you to a psychiatrist to see what medication you should be put on, because you have all of these different conditions. So,
Condition.
okay, I did that. And the psychiatrist was kind of like, okay, I had medication for anxiety. I had medication for ADHD. And okay, at the time, I wasn't taking medication for depression because I didn't want to, like I specifically said, like I don't want, because I had already seen the effects of this and I did not want to turn into a zombie. So I was on those things. And actually, okay, initially the psychiatrist was like, listen, don't worry, like you will have probably like bad side effects, you might feel nauseous, but keep taking them like for at least a month. Like hang in there, keep taking them. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna listen to the professional, right? But
Yeah.
this made me feel so even worse than before, like completely lost energy from feeling nauseous, like wanting to throw up in the morning and throughout the day, even exhausted, like fatigue. It was horrible. And I sucked it up for over a month because then, even though symptoms didn't get better, he kept increasing the dosage for me. And I'm like, okay, I will keep listening to your advice. You're the professional. But I really got to a point after 2 months. And of course, at the same time, he was like, listen, take the anxiety medication, like when you need it. But I did need it because, of course, all of this, like feeling nauseous and all of this was even provoking more the anxiety. So, of
It's,
course, I was taking, you
yeah.
know, at least like one pill every day before starting my day. And yeah, I came to a point where I'm like, I can't, I really can't do this anymore. My body was really telling me like, just stop. Of course, this really went against doctor's orders. You know, doctors tell you do not go cold turkey off medication because you can have really bad side effects. But personally, I know I didn't listen. But this worked very well for me. Like my body or something was telling me like, it can't get worse than this. Physically, I could not get worse than that. So I personally stopped completely from one day to the next, and I felt so much better. So yeah, I don't want to say anything against, taking medication. If you need it, of course, take it, but listen to your body as well. If,
Yeah.
symptoms continue, this is definitely a problem. And in my opinion, like this is what also led me to speaking to you. Now I really do believe there's medication that is really recommended that will help you, but in a way it's covering up the problem, which
Yeah,
tells me
exactly.
you're really getting to the root of the problem.
Yeah.
So for this, now I'm really an advocate of it, like get help, get proper help from the right people, like you.
Thank you. And I really want to mention here that moment. I just still remember, and actually, remembering that moment when we first met and we had a conversation together. It kind of really brings tears to my eyes because I remember you had tears because you were telling me all the things you was struggling with, and I ADHD, and I told you, listen, this thing is not about thinking that you have a disease. It's not a diagnosis that the world wants you to think about it in this way. It's about you being very different, about you being very special, and there's nothing wrong with you. And what happens is that so many people get diagnosed with this, and then they just take medication or they just struggle with it. But then what's really happening here is that you're very sensitive, like all people who have ADHD, very sensitive. And you come into this world and you don't feel like you belong here, like it's too much, it's too harsh. They want to put you in the box, like fit in the box. If you don't fit in the box, then you are wrong. And that is the trauma that is like going on since the early age. And this is what really needs to be healed. And so when you heal that, like all the symptoms, they just not so loud and strong. You can manage them in a in a quite effective way, and you feel like a normal person. You feel you is because you're just you no actually you are not normal, you are unique and different. And who wants to be a normal person? You don't want to be an ordinary person. You want to like really be here being yourself with your
Yeah.
own truth and channeling your soul's truth. That's the beauty of it. So that's super important to like to normalize, to reclaim it, to balance it. And so yeah, this is very important. And I remember when I told you this, you were like, yeah, okay, let's do it. Like you just literally had tears of desperation in your eyes. And yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
definitely grateful to have moved
Mhm.
forward from that point. And now it's like, okay, yes, I understand. Like I have some differences, and the way I see the world and the way I behave in the world is not exactly, in the box, as you say.
Yeah, and screw normality. Like
Yeah,
it doesn't
okay.
matter. I
You
like
know,
the
let's do
more
that.
the more you be in who you truly are with your own uniqueness and channeling your truth and your beauty and radiance, that's the most important when you live this life.
Yeah, I think it's really important not to see these things as a problem and
Yeah,
learn how to deal with like the overwhelm, especially like, I mean, in my case, being very sensitive, like I feel very overwhelmed, or I used to feel very overwhelmed, like when I'm meeting a lot of people because I just feel everybody's vibe and like emotions and whatnot. And like this therapy has actually really helped me to like center myself and block myself from other people's emotions, let's say, and
yeah,
the like outside factors, and really has helped me be more within myself, and conscious of what's going on within me rather than everything like all these sensory issues, you could call them.
yeah,
So I found that very helpful as well with therapy.
yeah, yeah. And so tell me, what challenges did you face with? Like, how was it for you? Because obviously, it's not a miracle pill. It's not a magic pill. Like, you obviously will all go through ups and downs. So, what happened? Like, what did you have to overcome in order to get at this place where you are right now?
Well, I mean, first of all, yes, the first big step is to like come to the conclusion that a change needs to be done and that it's possible to change your mindset, but work needs to be done. You need, of course, like 8 weeks of constant work, with therapy and meditation, to change the way you feel, your belief system. We have a lot of like thoughts that aren't real. I tell myself like your brain is a liar. Don't believe everything your brain tells you.
Yes.
Um, but yes, for me, like in the beginning, it felt like every session we did together, I was feeling better and better, and I was like blossoming in a way. I felt like lighter. But then there was a point, yes, where it felt like, oh my God, back to square one. Like from something small, I was triggered into going back, like down into the darkness, I call it. And then, the light bulb moment was really understanding that we have the power within ourselves to change our life and our perspective, and we are in control of our thoughts, and that actually happiness comes from within, not something external.
Yeah.
And even love, like that was really an important thing, like love for yourself, like really, I mean, it sounds like a cliche, love yourself, but that's really, really true. You really have to love yourself and accept yourself like the way you are. And you don't need validation from other people. You don't need anything outside of yourself, really. You have everything within yourself. And for me, like that moment when I kind of like realized, with your words, like, oh yeah, that's true, like I can be happy even if people around me aren't happy or the situation isn't good or whatever's going on is not necessarily positive. Like if I decide that I want to be happy today, I can be. It's all within me. Um, so that was really a big turning point for me. I think since that moment of like, I get it now, it's helped me move forward a lot.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Yeah, I am the source of everything that I need and
Yeah,
want,
yeah.
right? Beautiful, and love and happiness, power, everything. Health. Yeah.
Yes, and really, exactly. And really, you are in control of your destiny. Like, that's something really important to understand. Like, often, life beats you down. And that's what sometimes gets you really in a bad mental place because so many things happen around you that are out of your control that you end up thinking, oh, I don't have any control on my destiny. But in reality, you do. You just need to remember that everything is within you and you need to change your mindset and feelings and belief, and have some faith in yourself and in the future. Things
Yeah.
can change, but you need to focus on making that happen yourself. You're not just going to dream of it and say, oh, I want things to change, and then don't put in the effort. Like, this isn't magic. That's like this. You need to actually focus on what you want to change, like for myself. I mean, I knew at that point in time I was like really bad physically, and it's like I stopped caring as well about a lot of things. But in reality, yeah, I also decided to change my life a bit more regarding my health, because of my future goal. Like, I want to have a family, so I need to have a healthy body and a healthy mind. Uh,
Yeah, absolutely.
to be ready for that next chapter of my life if I want that to happen, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, it's important to know that you need to put in the work as well.
And so, what happened as a result of this work? What happened with your health? What did you manage to quit? What happened in your business, your relationships? Let us know.
So everything changed for the better, I'm very happy to say. Regarding my health, I mean, like, that's amazing. I don't suffer anymore from irritable bowel disease,
It's
which
gone.
originally the specialist was like, you have this, you're stuck with it for the rest of your life. I'm sorry, there's nothing more you can do. Just, be careful of what you eat, kind of thing. But that was really not helpful. And now I can really eat anything. Um, so that's a really plus. This really affected my social life as well. So now I'm happy to have a social life again. Like, I'm not afraid to go out and meet with friends and have dinner and all of these things. So that was really like holding me back before. Now it's much better. Really, one thing affects the other, right? And this really
Yeah,
knows, like, the anxiety went away, no more panic attacks, like never since we started therapy and really got to this good place. Yes, regarding my business, especially, I'm over certain phobias that I had. So this has really helped me like get out of my comfort zone, be more confident. Like, I had problems with self-confidence. Speaking online, like we are doing now. Um, so everything has like opened up for me, both in my relationship, I can speak a bit more
what happened? So,
confidently.
in your business, as a result, sorry, just wanting, sorry for interrupting. In your business, like as a result of boosting your confidence and improving your productivity and all other things, like what actually happened tangibly in your business?
So, I mean, now I see more value within myself and I'm not afraid of being proud of my achievements. Before, I
Mhm.
felt like I was always holding back from, boasting. But in reality, no, that I do good work. I am good at my job. Like there's nothing wrong with publicizing that. And so I've gotten over the fear of, stepping a bit on people's toes, or like really standing up for myself and saying like, no, sorry, this is my price, this is my value. This is what I'm worth. This is what my work is worth. So I've actually put up the prices for my work, and I'm still getting clients. So, I'm very happy about that. Like, that was a concern, of course. Starting a new business, you want to try and keep things cheaper because you're competing with a lot of other people. But in reality, like, no, now I really say, like, put the price that you deserve, and the clients will still come. If you are giving a good product, yeah, it's not a
So
problem.
what was the increase in percentage?
Around 25%, I put
Oh,
it.
yeah, nice. That's nice.
So yeah, I'm very happy about that. I'm happy that still we have clients. Of course, that was a nervous moment for me to see if it's going to affect my business negatively, but it hasn't. Um, so yeah, and I'm happy that now I'm starting to be more like strict with my conditions, let's say. Like I'm working with better conditions for myself at a better price. So things are a bit more balanced and the way that I want them to be, and really helping me like live the life that I want to be living
Hmm.
on my terms.
Yes, amazing. Amazing. How about your relationships?
This has improved as well. I mean, before there were some tensions, I could have, of course, we all have our own issues, right? But regarding how things have improved, I personally feel I'm less reactive. Like before, if I wanted to discuss something, or if, let's say, my husband tells me something, I would immediately feel attacked or criticized, when in reality, it probably wasn't. He's just saying, his opinion. And so now I feel like calmer. I can listen before I respond rather than attack and react, in this more aggressive way. So I'm pretty proud of that. Like that was a hurdle, a challenge to get through. Like that's how I always was, my whole life. And I know it's affected my relationships negatively. So that was something I really did want to work on to change. I mean, I'm not saying I'm an angel now, but
Nice.
but I know that there's been an improvement in that regard. I mean, I do feel that my husband sees that as well. So I'm sure something's working.
This, what I'm really proud of that is like you both, you and your husband were committed to improving things. And when two people in a couple work on themselves, it's really good. It's really helping a lot. That's the healthy dynamic. And we, during the sessions, we work a lot on masculine and feminine dynamic, healing wounds around that come from this life, from past life. There was a lot to
Yeah.
bring that feminine ability to trust, right? To trust, to lean in without being submissive, without having fears, like letting go of fears to be what is it? What do you call it? Dominated, that comes from genetic line. And there's so many, actually, yeah, there are so many interesting things, like, because ADHD, they also say that it's very often is genetical. And what do you have to say about that? Like what did we work on with you, and where did we go to?
Well, yes, for me, and I can really see that also in my family, even though nobody will talk about it, in my family, let's say, or in my society. But you can really see like ADHD is something that is genetic. You do see it in your family. Like, I'm sorry, but I do see it like in my father, the way he behaves, the way he reacts, and even in a lot of aunties that I have from my father's side of the family. Like sometimes I think like, guys, it's okay. You know, like this is all coming from our genetics and ancestral, passed down through DNA. But having said that, yes, okay, we have the blueprint that comes from our DNA of how our life is kind of going to be, or let's say you are born in a certain way. You already have 60% of your character and predispositions when you are born, but there is a 40% of you that you can change. You can completely, that is up to you. So it's up to you which decisions you take in your life, which roads you want to take, and your behavior is your responsibility at the end of the day. We cannot make an excuse, oh, because I suffer from this or from that. Like it's a matter of understanding it and yourself, and how your behavior is. But it's important not to get stuck in that fact.
Yeah, because we can change the genes. That's the beauty of it. When you go really deep into the energy of it, into the energy healing, it's so powerful. It's because you're not bound by your genes. You can change them, and it's not even that difficult as you might think about it.
Yeah, yes. I feel that really helped me, at least from my perspective. Yeah, our digging deep and going deeper into our subconscious and our past life or anything to do with that. Like, there's a lot to deal with, that you can eliminate, like move on from that, learn from that, and then create your own future, right?
Yeah, that's beautiful. Well, I'm just incredibly proud for all your achievements. It's such a pleasure to work with someone who is so result oriented, who is so determined. I honestly, these are the only people that I allow in my space because that's like the real beauty of enjoying the results is just incredible. It's just expands my heart. It fills my heart with joy to witness this, and I'm just so excited to see what's going to happen, how you're going to carry forward all this skill and knowledge, and how actually your mission in the world is going to unfold. Because I'm pretty sure there's something big there because you didn't come here to be ordinary.
Yes, I mean, first of all, yes, thank you to you. I wouldn't be here without your help, that's for sure. Um, and yes, you've opened a whole new world for me. For me, this was like a good Pandora's box that we've opened, to discover new things about myself. Like you encouraged me to explore more my creative side. Like I never, uh, you know, dabbled in art before, and now I've started painting a little bit. I like to play a bit of music. Like none of these things I ever touched in my life. Um, and I'm much more open now to what the future can bring. Like I'm totally open, like anything can happen. I'm full of ideas for projects. Like I myself like really would like to help other people. One of the reasons that I also did a course with you, because I would like to help other people that were,
The healing courses, just for those who don't know, because like
yeah,
theta healing is one of the modalities that I use in one-on-one work, and then I also teach it. So you did theta healing courses with me.
yes, so I
Yes.
did that. And I mean, I did that course, one, to continue helping myself, of course, but the end game, I would really like to continue helping other people who are in my situation where you feel like nobody can actually understand what's going on or help you. Like Western mindset is quite rigid, and that was not helping me. So for me, after going through this therapy with you and seeing how much better I'm feeling in life, And with myself, like that's something that I would like to help other people. In what way, I'm still not sure. But I'm feeling very excited about any
Mm.
path that will open up to me. I feel it's gonna happen one way or another. I know I'm gonna help other people in some shape or form. Um, yeah, to deal with these issues because I feel like there's a lot of mental health issues that aren't talked about enough and aren't dealt with enough in a healthy way and really like going into depth to find the root of the problem rather than covering it up with, medicine or substance abuse or other distractions
Yeah.
um, for you not to feel any pain. This is really actually something important. Like if you want to go through therapy, if you want change, you have to accept the fact that you're going to go through some pain, like really feel it deeply for you to come out of it.
Yeah, feel it to heal it.
Yeah, feel it to heal it because we're really
Yeah.
living in a society where there are so much distractions actually. And as I said, other kinds of help don't necessarily tackle the root of the problem. That yeah, it's easy to numb the pain, with all of these other distractions, than to actually deal with it properly. So yeah, I think that's really important to
Mm.
go through. Yeah, with the right help, the right people.
Yeah, thank you. And then, yeah, I just wanted to add to this that we all come here into this human body being equal in one thing that is 100% there for sure, and it never goes away, is your free will, your free agency, your free will, your free choice. So no matter how bad your situation is, no matter how tragic or dramatic or anything that's happening in your life, what you've been through, you have freedom, and free will, and free choice to change that. So that is something that is your absolute innate right that is given to you when you incarnate here. And well, why not exercise this right? That's like when we don't do that, we lose the beauty of this existence. And then when we do it, we actually reclaim the beauty of this existence. Yeah.
Yeah,
Marica,
definitely.
if there's anything else you wanted to add, or maybe for those people who are thinking about doing this kind of work with me, any thoughts that you have, just let it out.
Um, for anyone listening that is very skeptical about trying different kinds of therapy, different kinds of healing, like all I can say is like try it. You really have nothing to lose. Like if you're already feeling, especially if you're in a bad place right now, and especially if yeah, maybe you've sought out other help and it's not really working, like you really have nothing to lose. But if you're gonna do something, like open your heart to it properly. Like if you're not open to receiving this help like 100%, like open up your mind. um don't constrict yourself, to A, B, and C. Like this is such a fluid, wonderful world. Like there's so much you don't know when you think about it. Like there's so much we as humans still don't know, we don't understand. So why not like be open to something that might never have been in your imagination before? Like, think outside the box. There's so many different ways of healing and that kinds of therapy that you can do. And yeah, if you're already in a bad place, like you have nothing to lose. So go for it. Like just try it, see if it might work for you. If it works for you, great. If it doesn't, like honestly, I think something positive will happen either way. I mean, I can see from myself, and my past, I was much more of a scientific background, and I'm a very logical person. Like I entered this honestly, like quite skeptically. It was just because I was desperate, that I thought, okay, let me try something new. I was quite rigid. But and also, because of my own like religious beliefs and societal beliefs. So all of these things, culture affects the way I was thinking, right? And even though I entered with I said, okay, I'll take this with a pinch of salt, very skeptical of any kind of difference healing. Still, like it blew my mind and it opened my mind to this whole other world of healing. So, yeah, just go for it. Just try. Give it a go. I highly recommend it, believe me, from my own experience. And forget about black and white world. And yeah, just go for it.
Mm. Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to listen to your words. It's
You're
beautiful. And
very welcome. Thank you for bringing out the shine in me again.
you are glowing. Mm. Well, thank you for being here with your beautiful energy. Thank you for everyone who was listening to um, Marica's journey, and hope you found some inspiration, some strength, and yeah, if Marica could do it, you can do it for sure. So lots of love to everyone. Marica, thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Bye.
bye.